We got a call from someone who found an iguana in their backyard that had recently changed color. They were concerned because they thought it might be sick. They had never seen anything like this before. When I got to the house, I explained to them that there's nothing wrong with the iguana. It just needs to soak in some more sun. You see, the iguana was completely gray when it was born. When it absorbed more sunlight, it turned green. But then it went back inside and became gray again. And now it's outside soaking up more sun so it can turn green again. This is actually really cool because iguanas can change color depending on their environment and their mood. This process is called camouflage. It helps them blend in with their surroundings. When they're young, they're born gray. And as they grow older, they'll start to turn green because green is the color of their environment. That's the color of the leaves around them. So it makes sense for them to be that color. But if you think about it, when they hatch from their eggs, they don't know what color to be. They basically have to figure it out on their own. The reason why is because they have special cells in their skin called chromatophores. These cells contain pigments. Depending on what pigment is produced, they will be a different color. So when they hatch, they don't know what color to be, so they're all gray. But over time, they start to absorb more sunlight, and the sunlight triggers certain cells to produce certain pigments, and that's how they end up being green. Now you might be wondering, do they turn green overnight? Well, no, it takes a while. Depends on how much sun they get. If they get a lot of sun, they'll turn green pretty quickly. But if they don't get a lot of sun, they'll stay gray for a while. Also, if they're not getting the right wavelengths of light, they won't turn green. They need specific wavelengths of light in order to trigger the production of the pigment that turns them green. So why don't they just turn green when they're born? Why do they have to wait? Well, it's probably because they're not fully developed when they hatch from their eggs. Their bodies are still growing and changing. They need time for their skin cells to mature so they can produce the right pigments. Interestingly, iguanas aren't the only reptiles that can change color. Chameleons can do it too. Chameleons do it for a different reason. For them, it's all about finding a mate. The brighter colors help them attract a partner. Another thing that's interesting about iguanas is that they can also change color depending on their mood. If they're feeling stressed or threatened, they'll turn darker. This is an attempt to camouflage themselves so their predators won't notice them. But it doesn't always work, as you'll see in this video. But why did this iguana turn green? Well, it could be because it's just a happy, healthy iguana. It could also be because it's absorbing more sunlight than usual. Iguanas need to soak up the sun in order to regulate their body temperature. They're cold-blooded, so they rely on the sun to keep them warm. If they don't get enough sun, they can become lethargic and even die. So the next time you see an iguana, take a closer look. It might just be glowing green in the sunlight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content.